Why would Russia invade Ukraine? A key focal point of Russia's anxieties around Ukraine centers on the potential of Ukraine joining NATO. Ukraine, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Georgia are all currently partner nations who have expressed their clear intentions to join the alliance. Ukraine wants to join NATO to help bolster its own defense. NATO has a principle of collectively defending its members, which would shore up Ukraine's position amid troubling years that have seen the eastern regions of Donbass and Luhansk and the southern peninsula of Crimea contested by Russia or its loyalists in the last decade. Ukraine shares a border with Russia. And so if Ukraine was to join the Western military alliance, it would see the two sides facing each other eye to eye. It is understood that Ukraine's potential future involvement is a key concern to the Russian president. Moscow accuses NATO countries of pumping Ukraine with weapons and the US of stoking tensions to contain Russia's development. Mr. Putin has complained Russia has nowhere further to retreat to. Do they think we'll just sit idly by? In reality, Russia wants NATO to return to its pre-1997 borders. It demands no more eastward expansion and an end to NATO military activity in Eastern Europe. That would mean combat units being pulled out of Poland and the Baltic republics of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, and no missiles deployed in countries such as Poland and Romania. In President Putin's eyes, the West promised back in 1990 that NATO would expand, not an inch to the east, but did so anyway. That was before the collapse of the Soviet Union, however, so the promise made to then Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev only referred to East Germany in the context of a reunified Germany. Mr. Gorbachev said later that the topic of NATO expansion was never discussed at the time. Truss said, "The big risk is if there is an invasion into Ukraine. That would be hugely damaging for Russia and Ukraine. And it would further undermine stability in Europe." President Putin has actively questioned why other countries in Eastern Europe are members of NATO as well, so this I fear would not stop at Ukraine. This is an attack on the neighboring states of Russia and other East European countries in trying to undermine the legitimacy of them being part of NATO. There is also a strong chance that Russia does not intend to invade, with the troop build-up a show of strength to bolster Russia's bargaining power for conversations about the region's future.